how old you are.
Well, you didn't do anything for me on my 80th birthday.
How did we miss that one? Oh, Joanne.
When you get there, we will.
I'm 87.
She's a workhorse.
And I thank God every year that I can do two things. One is mow grass, and the other is get in and out of the bathtub. It's getting harder all the time. But anyway, no, the reason I'm so opposed to the trash cans, the great thing about River Oaks is that it's so clean and it looks so good. And if you go into other areas where they got the trash cans, oh, well, they're everywhere. And I guarantee you that if people work, they're going to go to work and they're going to put their garbage out, and then they're not going to pull it back in till that afternoon, if they pull it out. But if they come home tired, they might not even pull that can in. And then the wind comes and there goes the can. Another thing, if you put your black bag in the trash can, and you put the trash in it, and you start trying to pull that bag out, and it's on the street, and that worker has got to try to get that bag out of that can. And I've done it. I've tried before. It's not easy. And hey, and I can get people up here that don't want trash cans. If you want me to find some
we
and
can
bring
find
them.
some of the opposite though, because we have all these young kids moving in that they want to know why we're not even on recycling.
Well, tell them, well, okay.
And these are all the new kids that
Recycling
If you want
quit us.
the trash cans and you don't like this, well, then move.
Or
Or don't move into River Oaks. And, well, don't move into River Oaks. And I've sold houses in River Oaks, and I have a few rents. And the one thing they all love is the cleanliness of it, and I will tell you, they have never griped about a water bill. Never. And because I always tell my renters before they come, and this has been, your water bill's gonna be at least whatever it used to be, 100, now it's what, 117 or 20. Yeah, it's gonna be that. That's okay. I can stand up for it.
Where do you live at? Mine's way more than that, and there's only two of us in the house.
That's the minimum.
Oh, okay.
I have a well.
Okay, there you go.
Put in a well, and you won't have to. I don't use it except for water. But I'm just opposed to them for those reasons. I just think that it's gonna make the city look ugly, and I think whether it be the builders or people buying, if they don't like our rules, then don't come into River Oaks.
So, Joanne, I want to make sure you understand, though, if this passes, it would be an option.
I know
for-
it's optional.
It's not everybody,
I
like last time.
understand that, but what if there's
I just
one or
want you
two
to make
people
sure
on
you
the
understand.
street, and are you gonna restrict them as what color garbage can, or how heavy is it gonna be, or, you know, and then
We're
what's
talking
gonna
about
happen?
32 gallons.
Okay, what's gonna happen when the person says, I'm just gonna dump it right in the garbage can? And they don't have a
Without a
bag
bag,
in it.
it says
That's
bag
where
or
the code
bottle.
enforcement.
Well, that's right, they're gonna do it. So what we've got works, so you know her, don't mess with Texas, don't mess with our garbage. And I don't care if you have to cut it, pick it up once a week, that's not the problem. But we've got a good system, don't change it. As I said, if you don't like it, leave.
Thank you, Joanne.
I love River
I
Oaks.
appreciate your input. We're not
Well,
gonna
I
put
do
you on the
love River
welcoming
Oaks.
committee, though.
And what now?
But we're not gonna put you on the welcoming committee.
No.
I brought you a lot of people in here, though, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I got somebody right there.
Right here.
I got somebody.
Right here,
there
you
looking
suckered
for a
me
place.
in.
They're
Do what?
looking for something. I got somebody right now.
They want a brand new house, talk to the lady right behind you.
No, they don't want a brand
So,
new house
when this
necessarily. They
came
want a big
up-
lot, they want a bigger lot, they want down in where we are.
When this came up, I was thinking about when I was a child living on Club Oak and seeing Henry. You old timers remember Henry? What was Henry's last name?
There's no old timers in here.
Henry Perkins was he worked for the city for years, he was part of our, him carrying those big orange trash cans, and they'd walk to the back of every house and get our cans and empty them into that big one and carry it all the way to the street, right? Am I,
I don't
y'all
remember
validate
that.
that? You don't remember that?
I bet he would.
I bet he would.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember?
Your workers' comp administrator would.
I'm talking like in the, 68, 69, back when we had milkmen and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, a lot of them
I lived on
delivered
Frontier,
them.
and I don't think we had that on Frontier Street.
Really? Okay, maybe I was, sorry.
So, we are going to, I'm asking, not telling, aren't we going to require that there still is a trash bag inside the trash can?
This is a box or a bag, is what the ordinance says.
Sirs and madam, I know that those cans can get heavy. And we have a lot of senior citizens, and that can get over your head. I mean, it can be too much for you. I think we need to consider that unless we're gonna have a good neighbor policy where, if you're young, you could empty someone else's trash can, pull it to the front, even pull it back when it's, empty. I just think, I
But we're
don't
not
want,
we're not making it a mandatory. So if they don't want it, and they wanna continue doing the same thing, where some of our senior citizens, if I read this policy correct, can do the porch pickup.
We do have so, quite
Yeah.
a few porch pickups for elderly.
That's nice to know. I didn't know
They do
that.
have, they do have.
You get it.
Really back.
So we're starting to get vultures, and
Would you
Oh,
get for
yeah.
ammonia? Ammonia, and they won't touch
I don't
it.
keep ammonia in my house.
I don't.
Cheap.
They don't like black bags in my house.
I've never had a problem. But no, there is a form
Never
up here,
done.
and I think your doctor's supposed to sign it, and, they'll come and get it off your porch.
And just for the record, I did check, and there are 32-gallon trash cans with wheels. If we do go to this, I would recommend for a couple of reasons. Number one, the problem of getting it out to the curb should be a lot easier. It's also more of the square shape like Fort Worth, so that when the wind blows it, hopefully it won't blow down the street as easier. I don't know that it will or won't, but those big heavy Fort Worth ones do when the wind comes just right. That's my concern. I can see the pros and cons to both ways. What I like about it being optional, my concern is whether people put their trash cans back up or whether they blow down all over the street like they do in Fort Worth.
my husband, Gary T., that a lot of you knew, worked for the city of Fort Worth in Public Works. He was the assistant Public Works Director before he started his own company, Teague, Knoll and Perkins, which is a civil engineer company. Started with 2 men. That's what you call a startup. And now they're everywhere. They make branches of the same company, and he used to say, he didn't talk a lot, but he used to say, we have so much more going for us than Fort Worth, because their cans and all that stuff just looks so messy. And I have to say, for Joanne's house, it's on Merritt, you should drive down. It's beautiful, and the lawns just flow one to another.
Well, the other two on the other side are equally beautiful.
Well, you know why, but.
It's like-
There is a repair shop on the other side of the road. You won't bring your car down there, or your car will.
But anyway, I just wanted to throw that in because he knew a lot about public works and cities. And I just think he knew what he was talking about when he said, we got a lot going over Fort Worth. That is messy trash cans stuff. That's all I'm going to say, but he knew what he was talking about. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna say this, my mother-in-law has Fort Worth, and the dogs still knock it over, still dig into it, I still have to go out there and pick it up. Sometimes the wind's not blowing it out in the street, when the truck sets it back down, they don't clear the curb, they go down the street. My mother has they come to the porch to pick it up. She has a huge